Do you know the difference between passive and active listening? Do you know which one is going to help you improve your English faster? By the end of this video, you should have a clear idea, and you can do this when you are studying with a partner, and you can even do this when you're practicing on your own. Are you guys ready? Let's get into it. Okay, so first let's talk about the difference between passive and active listening. So for example, in passive listening, maybe you have some music on in the background, but maybe you're doing something else. Maybe I'm working on my computer, maybe I'm doing something completely different, checking my phone, and I'm just letting that music wash over me. Now, you might be able to pick up some things this way, but there is a better way to do it. With active listening, you are only focusing on that one song. Maybe you are pausing to check out some words that you haven't heard before. Maybe you are repeating some of the phrases that you can pick up for pronunciation practice. It might take a little longer and it's going to be a slower process, but in the long run, it really will benefit your listening. So today, let's talk a little bit more about active listening and why it's the better choice. So first, why is active listening better? When you're in a conversation, it's going to be much better for you to be actively responding to what the other person is saying to you. So when you're in a conversation, you don't want to just be blindly looking at the person and thinking about yes or no, but you want to actively be responding. The other person should know, okay, they are really engaged in this conversation. Maybe they should know, okay, they didn't quite understand this, and they will know this by the way you respond. Maybe you are repeating that person's phrase back to them for clarification. Maybe you're giving them a I don't know or I'm not sure. Maybe they're just picking up on your body language because you are actively giving them clues with your body language, by the way you respond, by the way you make your gestures, by your nods. And this is going to be the difference between passive listening, which even is going to be helpful for the person speaking, not just the listener. Okay, so now let's talk about the different ways that you can practice when you are on your own. And today we're going to do 3 specific things. So first, we're going to practice on setting up. We're also going to practice on choosing suitable listening content. And we're going to start thinking about how to plan our activities beforehand. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to talk about is setting up. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to find a time that you can start doing this activity, and you want to find a quiet place. You don't want to worry about interruptions from outside factors. Okay, the next thing you can do is think about no social media, maybe have your computer closed, you want to have your phone off, anything that's going to just go ahead and cut down as many distractions as possible. And then the final thing you can think about is don't multitask. When you're doing the listening activity, you want to be focusing just on the thing that you're listening to, and this is going to be really important for improving your listening. Okay, the next thing that you're going to want to focus on is choosing suitable content. So for example, if you have songs, a YouTube video, a TED Talk, TV shows, movies, or podcasts, you want to choose something that's going to be your level first. You don't want to go too high away from your level, and you don't want to go too low for your level, and this is going to be very important. Okay, so you can choose something a little easier than your level if you're going to be focusing on something like pronunciation, and then maybe you want to choose something a little higher if what you're thinking about is today I want to learn some new words, new vocabulary. Okay? But the point is, I would choose something that you don't have to go too much higher or too much lower than your level, and you want something that you can also focus on being able to repeat maybe multiple times a day, something that you're not going to get bored with, because this is what you're going to be doing for your block of free time. Okay, now the next thing that you want to do is focusing on how to plan your activities. So for example, maybe you're going to be focusing on a grammar point today, like the present perfect tense. So what you want to do in this listening session is listen, see how many times you can find that grammar point, and then try to maybe write it down. Make a note of it. See how many times you can catch it. Or you can focus on maybe trying to listen and then writing a summary in your own words about what you just listened to. Another thing you could do is, how about try writing down some words, maybe try to hit a list of 10, for example. See if you can guess those words, these new words that you've never heard before. And then after, check in the dictionary, see how close you were, see how far off you were, and you'll be learning some new words that you can put into your banks for the next time that you're listening. Next, how about try writing down some words or phrases that you want to try to incorporate into your English the next time you're speaking. For example, we can agree to disagree, or back in the day. Think about things like this, and then little by little you'll be building your phrase bank and your vocabulary bank for the future. Maybe you can try listening to a podcast or a video in English and then see if you can discuss that podcast or video with a friend in English in your own words and see if you can make them understand what you just listened to. Maybe you can practice your shadowing by repeating the audio right after the speaker. See how well you can do. And then maybe you can also find a podcast or anything that you're going to be listening to that has a transcript. See if you can practice reading along and recording yourself and see how you match to that listening that you just did. So there are many different things that you can try, even when you're on your own. The most important is being active when you're listening, not just sitting there. Don't just let everything wash over you. You want to be taking a part and taking an active participating role in what you are listening to, and this is going to help improve your overall listening. Like I said, it is going to be a little more difficult and it will take more time, but I think in the long run, you're really going to see the benefits. Okay guys, so I hope this helps you. If you are interested in listening to more videos on how to improve your listening, check out this video here. Also, like the video, share it with somebody that you think is going to help, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. See you next time.